Hey guys, my name's Brian Messick, and I'm one of the stars of Seven Lamb's newest series, Movie Night. This audio sitcom centers on 6 friends who get together every Friday night to hang out and watch a movie. Coincidentally, the movie they choose to watch coincides with the issues and situations they're facing in their everyday lives. If you're a fan of comedy or film, or both, then visit 7lamb.com or search for Movie Night wherever you listen to podcasts.
Seven Lamb presents Paralyzed. Chapter 16, To Head North, Part 4.
And that's when they called you?
As a mother, you never want to imagine something bad happening to your kids. You try your hardest to protect them and raise them, but this wasn't something that could have been avoided. At least I've come to terms with that being the case. The whole situation was a fluke. A random occurrence that ended up costing my daughter her life.
I am sorry for your loss.
And when they called, and I learned of her friend Michelle being found, all I could do was hope. Hope that my daughter was still out there.
Hope can be misleading.
It was. I don't hope anymore. I try not to think about it, Not that I don't think about my daughter. I don't mean that. I try not to think about her being gone.
Well, I had a way to connect, even though I knew it would hurt bringing it up. I lost my child at infancy. You never truly forget. All you can do is learn to cope and eventually come to peace with it.
Then you understand.
To an extent. I was sitting across from Emma Fellner, Erika's mother. Erika was Shane's girlfriend, one of the 6 missing passengers, and after talking to Michelle, I knew I needed to stop here.
The worst part is not knowing. If they found a body, as much as that would have hurt, at least I would know what happened to my baby. Be able to give her a proper burial, next to her grandmother.
Sometimes you don't get the closure you need, which leaves the wound open.
It's been open for years.
I'm sorry. I am.
Are you sure I can't get you a drink?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
When do you think this book will be done?
Oh, not for some time. I've plenty of people I want to interview.
You should interview that damn captain. How will they let a guy like that steer a ship with that many people?
He was under investigation, but apparently they found no malfeasance.
He blamed the fog. The fog.
Rae had informed me that the captain was arrested, fined, then released. Along with the fog, the navigational equipment was faulty, thus the captain was not charged. There was an investigation into the cruise line itself and more protocols with updating equipment. Also, shockingly, there were no confirmed deaths, which was odd with an accident of that sort. And only 7 people went missing. Only 7. Later, that was changed to 6 when Michelle was discovered.
If you would like to interview my husband, he should be home in 20 or so minutes. I can text him, see where he's at.
No, that's okay. It's fine. I think I have enough.
Do you really think the book will provide a new perspective?
It'll shed some light on this tragic event, for sure. I'm really trying to figure out how something like this happened.
The captain.
Obviously, that's a major influence, but there were other factors at play.
The lack of protocol for such a disaster is astounding. These ships travel along that channel all the time. How did he not see the rocks. And how did he not know they were there?
I'm sure she heard about the faulty navigational equipment, so I decided not to bring it up. She just needed to vent, that's all. In time, I may find out new details.
Well, I appreciate you doing this. For most people, it was just a story that came and went. But for me, and Clark and Mason and the rest of my family, it's a never-ending struggle. They say time heals, but they never say how much time is needed.
For everyone, it's different. She nodded and stared down at her clasped hands. I felt bad about lying to her, but I needed as much information about the missing passengers as the accident itself. Thank you again for your time.
Here, let me walk you out.
Days passed slowly as I tried to locate other interview candidates. The other missing passengers weren't friends of Shane or Michelle, but for some reason they were dragged into their unfortunate events. Unfortunate events, Roland? That's one way of putting it. I did some research and found that family members were in other parts of the country. I'd save it for another time. I could call, but the pop-in seemed apt. It allowed for more personal questions, and they could ignore my calls. I was heading to the grocery store outside of Seattle to stock up on supplies when Rae called. Rae?
Yeah?
What's up?
I talked to Jake.
You did?
Mm-hmm. In fact, I went to him.
What do you mean?
I flew up to D.C.
Seriously? You didn't have to do that?
I needed to visit my mom anyway. Just made it part of the trip.
Is your mom okay?
Better. But that's not what you want to know.
Now, Rae, that's not true. I know how much you're doing for me. I know it's also interfering with work. If it's interfering with your family life...
It's not, okay? I talked to the captain. It's fine.
Okay. Well, what did Jake say?
It took some convincing, but he's willing to help.
What does he want?
Not exactly sure what his angle is.
Think he's gonna try to use you?
He'll always try that, but it goes both ways.
I hope everything went well with your visit.
For the most part. Honestly, I think he's gonna use this to get back into the CID.
Back into?
He's working cybercrime now.
Shit.
It's okay. He's still gonna help.
Think he'll get information from the CID?
Like what?
Anything we need.
I'm sure he can work his charm.
I thought you said he lacked charm.
He often confuses it with confidence and perseverance.
All of which we may need. Do you trust him?
I don't think he'd use any of this against us.
Even now?
If I'm right, he'll need us.
Did he say anything about me?
He was surprised that I was in contact with you.
What about the investigations?
He doesn't know any specifics. Remember, it's not his field now. Apparently, some agents from the Boston field office are in charge.
Well, cybercrime, that could help us as well.
I thought so, too.
Passport and ID?
So he'll work on it. He's also going to try and do some research on the other names listed, even the ones that we looked into. He may be able to pull some more details.
Good, as long as he does it alone.
Well, I'm hoping he doesn't use Ansel.
Who the hell is Ansel?
Ansel Williams, agent in D.C., a friend of Jake's. I think he helped a bit on the Layden Falls case.
His friend worked the case?
No, Roland. Worked with very minor. I told you, different agents from Boston are working on it. I think we're fine, but there is something I should mention.
What, Rae?
He asked where you were.
And
I told him.
Rae!
You told me to be honest.
That might be a bit much, don't you think?
I didn't give him specifics, not yet, okay? But he said that he wants to meet with you.
I don't know about that.
Well, if you want that ID and passport, you may want to give it some thought.
Are you serious?
Think of it this way, it helps him and us.
Him changing fields doesn't help us.
No, but his expertise will, and if you're in contact, especially if you meet with him, he'll have no choice but to continue to help.
You think so?
Of course. He can't risk it. Like me, no one can find out, or they'll bring him down.
Unless it's part of a sting.
He won't do that.
Why?
Because of me.
What does that mean?
We talked it over.
Talked?
Among other things.
You slept with him, didn't you?
But we needed his help.
So are you playing him, or is he playing you?
I'll let you know when more time passes.
Okay, Rae.
What have you been up to?
More research. Talked to Erika's mother the other day.
Shit, how'd that go?
Well, she talked to me, pretty open about it all. Blames most of it on the captain.
Not surprising. She say anything about Shane?
Before Erika and Shane went into Canada, they stopped in Bend for Erika's birthday. It was a family surprise. After dinner, Shane went to bed early. Erika then mentioned to her father, mother, and brother that Shane was having trouble coping with his father's death.
Trouble how?
How do you think? Sleepwalking, sleep paralysis, shadow man sightings.
Did he say it was because of his father?
No, at least not at that point. It was only what Erika suspected.
Did David ever experience some kind of trauma before Tara Lake?
Nothing like his father dying. He mentioned being fired and breaking up with an ex, but I find that hardly comparable.
You think?
You believe this to stem from a depressed state?
I'm saying that could be a factor. Think about it. Patricia Sanders? There was fighting, claimed domestic abuse. The same goes for a trust. These could be indicators.
Indicators, sure, but the source, doubtful.
No, you're right. I'm just thinking out loud.
When can I expect a call from Jake?
Probably soon. He thinks he may be able to fly out to Washington, so don't go far.
I want to talk to him first.
You will.
Okay, thank you, Rae.
You're welcome. Keep in touch.
Will do.
Hey, fucker!
What?
Where you going?
Got some things I gotta take care of.
Yeah, me too. But I wanted to ask you a question.
About what?
That chick that came into the bar the other night. That was your ex, right?
Yeah.
From Tampa?
Yeah.
She leave already?
Went back to her mom's. Not sure if she's headed back to Florida, though.
Fuck. Really wanted to talk to her.
What for?
Relax. Not trying to fuck around.
I know that. Did I seem jealous?
A little.
What do you want?
She mentioned anything about Detective Emily Roland?
No. Why?
Trying to figure out if she's been in contact with anyone from her precinct.
You're not on that.
Robards asked me to look into it, that's all.
Why?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. To me, anyway. Can't Boston handle it?
Nick and I go way back. We scratch each other's backs.
Oh, that's cute.
The case has been at a standstill. They need something.
Meaning you need something from them.
I did say each other.
Ah.
Nick's helping me with the Gorley case, since that fucker consistently crossed state lines.
And in return, you give them information on my ex?
I didn't know you'd be so defensive.
Why don't they just go down to Florida?
They're going to if they can get the go-ahead.
I don't see why they couldn't.
Inter-office politics, Jake. They've made some calls, but that's it.
She didn't say anything.
Fine. Figured I'd ask. They talked to several from her precinct over the phone, but never her. Figure maybe that's why she came up.
To visit me?
Maybe.
And why would she do that?
You work for the FBI. Might have some insider knowledge.
Ansel? Too smart for your own good.
Maybe not. Turns out she was just here to fuck you and leave.
And who said we had sex?
Saying you didn't?
I'm not saying shit.
Right. Well, hey, think I can get her number?
Fuck off.
So I can talk to her about Roland.
Bullshit.
I'm serious. She worked with her.
You're not getting shit from me. And how the hell did you know who she was anyway?
After you left the bar that night, me and Oliver did some snooping.
Jesus.
Leave it to an intelligence analyst to get a full background check on his galaxy. Half drunk and in less than 3 minutes. And this was one of those thorough background checks. I planned on just skimming through her Facebook page, but turns out she doesn't have one.
Oh, then shouldn't you already have a number?
I do have it, but I wanted you to give it to me. Makes it less creepy. Jake, don't worry. She's not my type. Really?
Jake, what do you need? I'm busy.
You still in town?
No chance of us meeting up today.
Calm yourself. I'm not looking for any action right now. You never did have the same sexual appetite as me, and I became accustomed to it.
Then why the call?
Oh, we're going to be in touch quite a bit now thanks to your little visit.
Always with the excuses. Now what do you want?
Ansel Williams is going to be in contact with you soon.
What? Why? What did you say?
I didn't say shit. He saw you walk into the bar. He knows you're my ex, and he knows you work with Roland.
Huh. Looks like the FBI does hire the smartest of the bunch.
He's able to put two and two together. He also wants to know if you've been in contact with Roland.
I thought you said his role was minor.
He's helping more, I guess.
Jesus.
I didn't say anything.
Think I can avoid him?
Not for too long. Expect a call.
Wow, giving a guy my number. How willfully strong of you.
Wish I could take credit, but nah. Didn't give it to him since I wanted to talk to you first.
There's that jealousy.
He also already has it.
That's fine. I can handle another sexist asshole.
How do you know he's a sexist asshole?
He hangs around with you.
You really do love putting me down, don't you?
Does it hurt your feelings?
Not at all. Also, I called for another reason.
Out with it?
I haven't slept for the last couple nights, and before you let that go to your head, it's because of the files you gave me.
You go over the copies?
Everything.
Roland has more.
It's interesting.
That's all you can say?
I read everything. Twice.
And?
You know, if Roland came forward...
Out of the question.
She may be able to beat this. The evidence of the other cases...
She's not quitting until she figures it out.
This is the same incident over and over again to different people with different backgrounds. At least as of right now.
Meaning what?
Well, you haven't found a connection, but there still could be one.
Well, duh, that's what we're looking for.
I mean a connection with the people involved, not the scenarios themselves.
We're looking at all aspects.
Did you ever think maybe hallucinogens?
Of course. It's a thought.
It's a strong possibility.
We don't know that.
Seeing creatures, monsters, shadow men.
And what about Roland?
Really?
Don't.
Come on, Ray. You know as well as I do Roland's had a difficult past. Hallucinogens could definitely be a factor.
How does that explain David Summers, Julia, all the people in Rutherford or at the diner?
Maybe he was in the water supply. You know, maybe someone spiked the punch bowl.
And one of them goes on a killing spree?
People react to drugs differently. Completely possible.
I'll take that into consideration. Were you able to work on a passport and ID for Roland?
Yeah.
You have them?
I do. Not easy to get either.
Could I pick them up?
No.
Why?
Because I want to give it to her in person.
She's not too sure about that.
I don't give a shit.
Why don't you ease into this, okay?
If I'm in this, then I'm in it. The whole way. I'm not going to be some guy who just waits around for a call when it's convenient for you.
Like me and our relationship?
Oh my. And how long is this going to last?
Can you not handle it?
Don't act like you didn't have fun the other night.
It was adequate.
Yeah, I'll take it.
As for Roland, she's worried you'll set her up.
I'm not going to.
I know.
Do you?
What do you mean?
Do you trust me?
I want to.
It's not an answer.
I talked to her. She's the one who wanted me to contact you. So obviously she wants your help. And so do I.
Want and need?
A little of both, but she also needs to be cautious. How do you not understand that?
I do understand that. But we don't have time to waste. I need to meet with her.
So you'll fly to Washington?
Cybercrime agents travel. I can get some time to spend out there on one of my many open cases in my file box.
I thought you guys sat behind a desk all day.
Surprisingly, there's quite a bit of field work.
When could you be there?
Soon. Real soon.
A week?
Couple days if she's willing.
Don't go far. I'll call you back in a minute.
Okay. Hopefully this will lead somewhere and give you the chance you need, Jake. Because you definitely need a chance right about now. Yeah.
Saturday, Pike Place, Fish Market.
Seattle?
That's right. There's a field office there, which should work out perfectly for you.
That's where I'll fly into.
She'll be there at noon.
Can I get a number?
Not until she sees you. Have to be careful.
She really think I'm going to set her up?
Told you. Cautious.
Pike Place at noon Saturday.
That's right.
Tell her I'll be there.
Good.
Well, Jake, you're definitely in it now.
Paralyzed. Written and edited by Robert M. Lamb. Starring Amy LeRae as Roland, Catabel as Rae, Jack Austin as Jake, Ariel Hack as Michelle, Brian Messick as Captain Hiltz, Mitchell Beck as Ansel, Mark Karoftis as Oliver, Brandon Levine as Ed, Rachel Stidham as Mare. Co-starring Christina Lewis, Ray Rojas, Amber Simpson, Nick Engelhard, Corey Pettit, Jeff Leeson, Chris Datoli, James Brown, Gina Coyle, Caitlin Spring, Sean Eric, and Robert M. Lamb. Music provided by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com, Eldridge T'Challa of Nemesis Black at ReverbNation.com/Nemesis Black, Amber Lynn Nicole on Facebook at Amber Lynn Nicole, and Brett Wilkins at Wilkins Music FL. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to rate and review. Visit 7lamb.com for more audio dramas such as this one. This has been a 7 Lamb production.